The award's given by the American Academy of Dermatology to recognize dermatologists who have served patients in an unusual or somewhat different way than what we do all the time. Others have started nonprofits, taking care of patients with challenging diseases that required collaboration with scientists, with industry. I'm actually quite humbled by the company that I'm in, and it's one of the biggest honors that I've ever received from any professional organization.
Well, I'm so proud of my husband for receiving this award. I think it's very well deserved.
What I did was I registered my dermatology practice as a vaccination site.
So during the clinics, I was helping with getting patients checked in and getting them escorted to the exam rooms so they could get the shot. So just really running the clinic here at the office.
And I was primarily concerned for my staff that we're not going to be at the top of the list for the hospitals to vaccinate.
Early on, we realized that one set of healthcare providers were actually being a little bit overlooked, and that was the school nurses, who really are, I think, in harm's way, because any time the student had any sort of symptoms, they would be sent to the school nurses, so that they were, at a potential risk of exposure. But because they didn't have an affiliation with local hospitals, they weren't being called up and offered vaccines. So once we realized that that need existed, we were able to reach out to superintendents, and we vaccinated a fairly large number of them in the several surrounding towns.
The rules were online. The vaccine at that time was being manufactured for and distributed by the United States government, but a good amount of it was being given to the states so that they could get it to where it needed to be. Perhaps the hardest part was that this was happening during the Christmas and New Year's holidays, and it was a new role for a part of state government that perhaps wasn't as geared up to get vaccine clinics stood up rapidly. I really found that while it took a decent amount of my time on the internet and figuring it out, with my wife's help, we were able to fulfill obligations of vaccinators, and it was a pleasure to be not only certified as a vaccination site, but sent vaccine in order to use it to vaccinate folks who were eligible. But I was overwhelmed by the number of people, retired physicians, nurses, some of the vaccinees themselves, even a local superintendent who eagerly wanted to volunteer and help us administer the clinic.